Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, the camera is pointing. Hey. Why is it so high? Okay, wait. Okay. The camera was anywhere. I need to get myself a better camera. Okay, can you see me? Hey! Usper is like my little policeman. Come on, walk, there's nothing to see here. No Spanish today. I was wearing my jacket and I got hot and now I took it off and I'm cold, so I'm gonna put it on again. Okay, back to jacket. I have telemarketers calling me from the same company but different phone numbers, and they call me at least 10 times a day. Okay, so we, as usual, are going to give it a few minutes. Hello. You know P. Dixon Retouch? I actually did the color thing today because of you, because I saw you commented on a Friday Fiesta post and you said, oh, I need to learn Spanish, and I thought, actually, I should do the same content in English when I do something interesting in Spanish. So the same thing that I did Friday, I'm gonna do it again today, but in English. I might change the images that I work on so it's not so repetitive, because I know that people who watch in Spanish also watch in English. I'm putting together a cigarette with my amazing new machine. Look, 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 look. And I get a cigarette. See, it comes out like ready. So cool. It so little makes me happy, by the way. Hola, Lucas. So if you want to join me and Usber on the speaking, how is on the voice on the voice chat, remember, wait, I think, yeah, you can access Discord. Lucas, mute. Oh, who is Javi? No lo mutea. Uf. Sorry. No lo puedo bajar. Nada, no puedo. ¿A quién estoy viendo entonces? Ah, qué boluda, sí. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, you're right. I need to remove the countdown, right? Okay, I don't know where. Oh, it's not here. Countdown. Thank you for reminding me. So, no Sunday, no Saturday, no Wednesday. Yeah. Save. There we go. it doesn't work because most people are asking me where when I'm streaming and they don't know and blah blah blah. So anyway, okay. So you know, if you subscribe to the stream or you donate 500 bits, you can speak to me while I'm doing this. Otherwise, you can write on the chat. Okay, so let's close this. So today is about color and color adjustments, because most people channels most people marry with an adjustment, you know. They only work with, I don't know, they only work with curves or they only work with levels. This is pointless. I'm gonna make it smaller, so so this is what you meant the other day, right, Usberg? Okay, so a mí me puedes hablar en castellano, boludo. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same with this one. This is fine. There we go. So I have everything that I need open. So how are you? Hello everyone. You know, it's really weird to talk to a screen. I don't know if you stream or if you do videos or something like that, but it's really weird. Okay, so basically what I explained the other day is that people usually ask me, "Ay, muy bien, Laura," in English, Laura. People usually ask me how I do certain things, like how do I I'm going to erase everything. There we go. How do I make like skin lighter or darker, or how do you make bronze color in skin, or how do you make white skin or black skin, or and the thing is, I always answer the same thing. It doesn't matter, because when you are working with an image, you need to understand where you are coming from and where you want to go, and then it's a matter of understanding all of the adjustments. And the problem with people who cannot correct colors, right? For example, the blue, the purple skin around her eye, right? If you want that purple skin to be the right skin, if you can't do it, right? If you can't correct it, or if you don't know how to without colorizing the skin, which looks awful, then it's because you don't know how adjustments work. So this is the first advice of this stream, okay? The first advice of this stream is to learn how adjustments work, okay? And for that, I'm gonna give you one exercise at the end of the stream, okay? At the end of the stream, I'm gonna give you this file, okay? This practice color file. So it's a very simple exercise, but it could be really hard for some people. So the idea is that you need to achieve these colors, okay, using hue saturation, and then selective color, and then curves. And you need to start from white, from gray, and from black. Thank you, Smoky Time. Smoky Time can join us in Discord right now, right? Lucas, ¿te acordás si lo hace automático o no al final? Okay, so Smoky Time, you need to associate your Discord account with your Twitch account, and then you can join us on the Discord voice chat. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the exercise. I'm going to repeat this probably at the end of the stream because, well, people change. So I'm going to do one of these colors. Tell me which one you want me to do. So, okay, Smokey. Which color do you want me to do, and using what adjustment? Green. Okay, the green. And using what adjustment, Ivan? Hue, saturation, selective color, or curves? I'll do both. I'll do green and skin tone using curves. Cool. So I'm starting from white and I need green. So white is 255 of each color. Okay, I don't need blue. Oh, sorry, I need blue. I'm doing green. So I need less red and I need less blue. Saturation, and I need it to be darker. Darker but not less saturated. A little brighter. A little brighter. A little less saturated. And that's it. Blue. So let's do the same, and now let's do with curves. Let's do the skin tone. Okay, so again, I have full of each color. I don't need blue, and I need less green, and I need it to be less saturated. So and there we go. Ta-da! So anyway, I can do any of these colors starting from any color with any adjustment in Photoshop. And why? Because I know how adjustments work, and you need to learn how adjustments work. And you know, so happy you decided to duplicate in English. This information is incredibly useful. Could you please show us how you did the channel mask for specific color? Yes, of course, I will. I will do everything that I did on Friday, but in Spanish, in English. So people can have it both in YouTube after. So it can be done. Okay, so I'm going to upload this. I'm going to save it in English. Practice color. Practice color. Yes, replace. Oh, I cheated. I left. You get none of the colors. There we go. And I'm going to upload it now so you can download it when the stream is over. P-Cloud. Oh, that's cute. I'm not marrying anyone. I also cook, by the way. Okay, so practice color is being uploaded, and you get it at the end of the stream. Now, why am I showing you this? Because usually we get used to cheating. Okay, when I say we, I'm being nice because I never did that. never did that. Because when I started out, there were no crap videos on the internet. You know, I didn't see any tutorials because, well, there weren't any. The way I learned was I went out and I bought the software, I bought, of course, I didn't buy the real software. I bought a CD that was copied because I didn't know any better. I was 17 years old. And and I bought the CD, the Photoshop CD, and it was Photoshop, I think it was Photoshop 3 or 5, and it came with a book, and it was a red book called Photoshop 1998. Okay, that was the book, and and the book was brand new, right? It was the top of the line in books. Ivan, the color by numbers, yes, avoid that. I really avoid it, because the numbers can only help you in curves, but not in any of the other adjustments. And also, if you are always checking numbers, then you never learn to see color. So I would strongly advise to never look at numbers in the screen. Never. If you are retouching, you need to be able to notice really slight shifts in color. Oh, I know, but I suck at selling myself. And remember, Guido, I get nothing out of this. I get only entertainment out of this. So yeah, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. I'm trying to find someone to help me with these things. Oh, that's cool. You are a lot more dangerous than I am, Joans, because I actually bought the book, and by the way, I didn't finish the story. The book didn't teach you how to do anything. The book only said how things work, how curves work, and how color balance works, and how selective color balance works, and how the different blending modes worked, what each thing did. And actually, you can find that my second advice of the day is stop watching tutorials, okay? Stop watching tutorials and start doing this. So, curves, Photoshop, Wiki. There you go. So you go here and you read, okay? You read what the curve does. And you can do that. Actually, you can go to Wiki, or you can go to, the Photoshop, Adobe. Curves. Now, see, avoid all the tutorials. Like, don't watch any tutorials, and just learn how each of the adjustments work, what they do. Another way to do it, okay? Another way of learning how to use the different adjustments is to actually use the different adjustments. So this exercise is going to help you a lot. So force yourself to do it, okay? Thank you, Tobias. And then use it on an image. Okay, so take the RGB and see what happens when you do this, when you do this, when you do this, when you do this. See what happens when you do different things. Like, what happens if I pull this down but I pull this up? And what happens if I pull this down and these two up? And you do the same with every adjustment until you know what each adjustment do in every situation, okay? Because the reality is that there is no recipe for doing things. If you want bronze skin or white skin or purple skin or whatever, it's always a base. It's always it's always understanding where you start, deciding where you want to go, and then doing it. You can do it with any adjustment. So let's do like a little game. You tell me what color you want the skin to be, okay? And I will do it with any adjustment of your choice. I don't know the lyrics. Okay, while you think about what color you want the skin to be, I'm going to bronze. You're not very original. I say bronze. I said bronze. And Usbury, it's not fair because you hear me before they do. Okay, so there are more. Oh, I like pale pink. Okay, let's do. Wait. Tell me which adjustment. Dream a little dream of me. Wow, that's a very egocentric song, right? But we allow anything to Ella. Selective Color, channel mixer. Channel mixer is not it's not, you know, a color adjustment, or I wouldn't use it for color adjustments. Okay, Selective Color. Okay, let's do Selective Color for bronze or pink. Let's do pink, okay? So pink, we're gonna need less black, not so much, and we are going to need probably a bit less cyan, and let's put a little magenta down so it's not so saturated. There we go. Now I'm going to hide it and I'm going to paint. So it's not so pale. We need the whites to have a bit more black, so it's more pale, and the blacks to have less black, so it's more pale. There we go. Oh, let me apply the adjustment only to the image. Is that pale enough, or did you want it more pale? Let's do it more pale. I think maybe the whites can have a bit more pink. There we go. So pale pink. And now let's do well, then I need to actually do the whole image. Oh wait. I would need to take it out of the shadows. Actually, I can do it with selective color again. Let's take yellows and remove some yellow and add some magenta. And I would need to correct the purple in the eyes. There. So you wanted also bronze, right? I can correct the eyes with selective color as well. Wait. Dream a little dream, sweetheart. Who do you think you're talking to? So right now I'm painting, right? This is something else that I taught. Laura, that's because you got used to curves. So the thing is, in the selective color in the middle, this one, nothing. Actually, I corrected the yellow, but I don't think you can see it on the other side. So let's do. What did you ask for? Bronze, right? So I'm gonna need more black in the midtones to create contrast, okay? Because if you add black in the midtones, then the lights will remain the same and the shadows will remain the same. I paint the change. Okay, wait. P. Dixon, I really don't understand what you're saying. I paint, then change blend mode, and it looks not so good. I know you use channels, and they are very... I don't know what you're asking or saying. Sí, pero no lo dijo. Claro, no voy a adivinar, boludo. O sea... so let's make the blacks a bit darker and the whites a bit lighter, but maybe bronze. We said bronze, right? Yeah, let's do a bit cyany and yellowish, and then the midtones, let's add some magenta and yellow. Yeah, and then the blacks, let's take out a bit of magenta and a bit more of the yellow. Maybe like that. Okay, yeah. So let's hide this. And oh, yeah, and that's bronze, right? Maybe a bit less red. There. Annoying cookie. How do you know when the correction is the right color before? Oh, yeah. You don't need to know. That's only a Natalia thing. I always do it like that. Because I know how it looks. I mean, you might want to make the mask first and then, and then do the adjustment. But if it doesn't work, you can always change the adjustment. That's the beauty about adjustments, that you can always adjust it afterwards. When you paint, maybe it's too blue or too light or too saturated, and then you adjust it. So let's do that. Let's do this adjustment. And yes, the video will be available later, so you can actually watch it once and again, because once I start doing the masks, you will want the video to be available later. So usually I do all my masking. Sure, I can do the bronze with curves. It's a lot easier actually. So we need more contrast. And then we need well, like a golden, maybe not so blue tone. And maybe we can remove some of the red. Let's make it really saturated. Dream a little dream of me. There we go. You modify only white, neutral, and black. I didn't modify only white, neutral, and black. That's not true. Is this a nice bronze? Dream on. Yeah, I like this better.
¿No?
¿Sí?
¿Se puede usar la leche en polvo para hacer cosas como la mousse?
Sí, obvio. Tenés que preparar primero la leche. Is that too desaturated? I didn't change only the neutrals, but in this case that I'm doing bronze, either I have to change the blacks and the grays because I need to change the luminosity, or I need to cheat and put this in soft light or like overlay and then change the colors. Yeah, because I'm doing it on the cheek, so the cheek is already dark. And it would be better done with an actual mask. And I need to take it out of the shadows again. Oh, I already had that. There. Bronze. If you speak what you think. Oh, okay. I was doing that. Albert is asking if color correction must be done before or after dodge and burn. Well, I do it before or after, it doesn't matter, but dodging and burning should be always below below the adjustments, okay? Never on top of the adjustments. Well, the idea was to make it bronze. White people are not bronze, babe. So, yeah. Okay, speak English. Now, I'm going to correct the purple. I did it before, but I did it with a... I did it by painting, okay? So now I'm gonna teach you how to do masks to separate the colors, so you don't need to paint it so perfectly when you do. So the skin, as you can see, has some areas. I'm gonna paint them so you can see them, right? Has some areas that have a different shade, like here, right? And less strong here, a bit in the nose, right? There is in less extent a bit of blue here. Of course, there's pink in the cheek, right? Okay. So, don't ruin my Monday like in English with Spanish. Come on. So there are a lot of ways to separate the colors, okay? One way is to see only the hue. So we create a 50% gray adjustment and put it in luminosity, so we only see the color. And then we can exaggerate this. See? So now I can see perfectly where the purple is and where the pink is. And now that I have that, I can use, for example, black and white to make the blue and the magenta lighter, and a bit of the red, and put the yellow down, because orange is the skin, right? Orange is the right skin tone. So now I have a pretty good mask of where the problems are. So I can go to my channels and select the RGB so I can have the luminosity of what I'm seeing. And now I can use any adjustment to correct these issues. So I'm gonna take away the blue and add a bit of light. Opa, there, maybe desaturate a bit. And a bit of green in the shadows, a bit. I think that's it. So now I can hide this adjustment and only paint it where I need it, because I don't want the whole skin to look monotone, you know. So I'm gonna leave some of the pink in the nose because I like it. Yeah, see, it's too much there. So I'm gonna paint maybe 20 to remove some of the blue, and that's it. Yes, you can use, you really like the channel mixer, right? Yeah, you can use channel mixer. That was going to be my next, my next, my next thing. But the thing is, I don't think it's easier, Daniel. It's just easier for you because you are used to using channel mixer. But the point of this day, the point of today, is that you stop getting married with adjustments. So you can use different adjustments to achieve the same thing. And the point is, if you learn to use them all, like all of the adjustments, then you can choose whichever is easier for that particular problem that you have. So curves are good, but it's not that curves are better for anything. Okay, so another way to do this, to separate the colors, okay, is to use selective color. So I can go to selective color and, for example, I can take the magenta away from the yellow. So everything that is yellow becomes more greenish. And then I can go to the red and add magenta to the red. So now the difference between the problem area and the rest of the areas is a lot more obvious. In fact, let's go ahead and add some cyan to the yellows and remove some cyan from the red. ¿Tienes que batirlo o no batidora? Tenemos batidora. Okay, and now I can use, so Daniel is happy. I'm gonna use channel mixer. And then you put in monochrome, okay, and I'm going to pull the red and the blue up and the green down. So everything that is purple is going to be white. Okay, and everything that is yellow is going to be down. By the way, this is actually better to use the black and white because I can pull the magenta up and the blue up and the yellow down. No, actually it didn't work. Oh, because okay, wait, let me put this up and let's turn this off. Okay, there we go. Black and white. So magenta up, yellow down. It doesn't work. Shoot. Never mind. I'm gonna go to the channels. Why doesn't it work? Channel mixer. Green, yellow, magenta. I guess it would work, but that's not what I wanted. That's not exactly what I wanted. It would still work for a mask too. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, but it's touching the other things. This should work, by the way. Not this. This. Well, something I'm not seeing. Okay, I know. I'm gonna do a saturation. What I'm doing now is a saturation mask. It's not working either. Yes, color range could work. I don't like color range because the edges of the mask are not perfect. So let's try this again. So blue, I know why, because it's pink. I'm going to try channel mixer again. That's a much better mask. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this.
Bueno, teníamos uno verde, era manual.
Sí.
¿Dónde está?
¿Por ahí?
Ah, gracias.
Okay, yeah, that works better. Dream a little dream, sweetheart. There we go. So some of them are going to work better with certain colors, and some of them are going to work better with other colors. And I always end up using curves, see? I'm also married to curves as well. But the thing is, you know why I'm married? Yeah, that was the channel mixer. So Daniel was right. It was easier with channel mixer. Do you have your layer group? Do you wait? Laura, yeah, that's another way to do it. But the thing is, because there is not only, sorry, Laura is asking, wouldn't it be simpler to map the hue with hue saturation? So like this. So I'm going to choose the magentas and say, yeah, this is the color that I'm trying to get rid of, and then change it. Wait, let's do more, and more. And let's do it manually now. No orange, only pink and some blue. But see, it's gonna change the hues all at the same time, and it's not gonna be perfect. You know, you would have to colorize it, Laura, to get it to look better. But I think using other adjustments is actually better. What is channel mixer? Oh, sorry, Seb. Channel mixer is literally that. It overlays one channel to the other, depending on what you choose. Oh, that's true. That would also wait. So wait, he's right. So let's pick the pink. Oh, my layer adjustment is not really a layer adjustment, so I'm just gonna do this. My image is not a real image. Actually, we could do this as well. Just put this in difference. Oh, look at that. There's no pink in the middle, and that's why it changes weirdly. Ah, that's cool. This is also good for background. Raw exchange. Oh, what's the name? I forgot. Shoot. Stefan. Stefan taught me that. Let me show you with another image. Like this. So you choose the color of the background and then you put it in difference. See? So anything that is not the color of the background is gonna separate itself. I mean, in this image, the background is pretty much the same as the hair. So that won't work. My mask is actually a lot better. Look, oh, that's a pretty mask. Okay, so what else? What else? Separating the colors. Okay, so what else can you do to correct that besides using curves? You could actually correct that with any of the other adjustments. So color balance, let's put the shadows and put them into yellow, and the midtones also yellow, maybe a bit of green. And the highlights like that, and hide it. And let's see if this works. No, too saturated. The problem with these adjustments is that you can't control saturation with color balance, or at least I don't know how to. There, highlights, there, yeah, you can't control this. And you also can't control the saturation. There's no way to change it. you would have to put another adjustment on top and control it like this. So yellow less and red and yellow the other side. There we go. I usually paint my adjustments. I only taught you the mask, so you have another way to do it. So for those of you who are recently joining us, the file that I'm going to give you is called Practice Color, and the idea is that you have 3 squares, okay, 1 white, 1 gray, and 1 black. So that's your starting point, and you need to create these colors, okay, using these 3 adjustments. David, well, the idea of today is that you learn to control, adjust. You couldn't do that because the area surrounding the eye is already really saturated. So you need to turn the saturation down. So you can't do that with color balance, even though you blend it in color mode, okay? And you can't control the light either with color balance. I like curves the best of all the adjustments, because curves is actually how Photoshop works, okay? Whenever we're doing color adjustments in Photoshop, we are using the RGB mode. We are using only red, green, and blue to correct anything. And the only tool that has the ability to control red, no, where you're starting from, I mean what you're looking at. So I'm looking at purple right now, so I need to change that purple. Or I'm looking at the pink of the lips and I need to change that pink. Or I'm looking at the silver of the nail and I need to change that silver. That's your starting point always when you're doing corrections. Now, Photoshop works with RGB, so anything that you see in Photoshop is actually composed of only three colors, okay? And that's why I like curves, because actually every other adjustment is based on curves. So you could remove every tool in Photoshop and just leave me with curves, and I will still be able to achieve any color. So Photoshop works with the additive mode, right? So I created this to show you. I can also share this file, by the way, if you want it. I don't know why you want it, but so Newton discovered that if you split the light, you get colors, right? So the 3 main colors at 100% brightness create white. Okay, any other color that you see is a mixture between this. So in the same way that I created skin tones with curves, I can create skin tones using only these 3 squares. So I can take green and put red on top, okay? And I need less green to get orange, and now I need more light. So in order to get light, I'm gonna add some blue there, and now I'm gonna pull this a bit up, yeah, and maybe a bit less, a bit more. The more green I add, the more blue I can add, depending on how light and how saturated I want that skin. There we go. So if you understand how Photoshop works, you can actually create any color only thinking 3 colors. Actually, that's not how it works. They are both right. There's not one righter than the other. The difference between Newton and Goethe is that Goethe takes perception into account. But that's not gonna fucking help you when you're dealing with only 3 colors in Photoshop. Because Goethe is gonna make you think in RYB, and when you're working in Photoshop, you can't think in RYB because in Photoshop you're always working with light. And with Goethe, you are working before Photoshop, creating. Well, the more color you have, the more saturated it will be. The less color you have, the less saturated it will be. So if I want a more saturated orange, I'm gonna need less blue, less green. There. So that's the same hue as before, but more saturated. And if I want it darker, I need less opacity of all. So less of this, and less of this. There, darker orange. Remember that you're always starting from black, right? So the more color you have, so 100% of blue is pure blue, 100% of red, 255 of red is red. Ooh, Ivan, I answered before you asked. Daniel, I don't think you understand the difference between RGB and RYB, okay? The light colors and the way they interact with each other won't change even though you perceive them differently, okay? So this green, for example, the darker you make this green, the bluer is going to appear, okay? Why? Because when we have less light, we tend to shift things towards cyan, and that's what Goethe realized. So he realized that even though the right color theory, okay, is based on 3 light colors, blue, red, and green, the way we perceive constantly is we shift things all the time. So we see color relations and not colors. So we need to paint our RYB in order to get RGB. Okay, let me show it to you differently. Instead of using green as my example, I'm going to use yellow so you can understand. Yellow. If I make this yellow darker, this is my most common example, okay? What color does it look? Green. Because we are constantly adding cyan to reality, and that's what Goethe discovered. So it's different things. There's no update needed, because one thing is taking account perception, so we can create a harmony that will give us pleasure, okay? So we need to paint in RYB, okay? We need to paint in RYB in order to perceive RGB. I hope that's clear. I know it sounds confusing, but it's really not. It's really not. I mean, you need to read a lot in order to get, to the point of, oh yeah, I understand it now. But it's really not that hard. Let me try to find another way to explain it. We are constantly shifting reality. How can I prove that? Okay, so I know how can I prove it. Yeah, see, you were the one who asked that. Okay, yeah, different hue numbers because it's a different harmony. It's a different model. One is RGB, one is RYB. Okay, so far, do you have any questions? Because I'm going to explain the exercise again for the people who are just joining us. Everyone is so like silent today. I'm gonna show you why we perceive like colors differently, okay? Okay, so you know that in the brain we have different color cones. I think by now everyone should know this. In the brain we have cones. So we get light basically, and then we interpret this light, and we have filters that help us do that. And I have no idea actually, Peppy Touch. Like no idea. But I think it could be. Yes, CMYK is only for printing. Only and exclusively for printing. Claro, pero es un número random, podría ser 120. Claro, podría ser 1000. Yeah, I think so too. I think 255. I don't know. I would have to look at it like or wait, I know. I'm gonna get the geekiest person I know to get in and explain us. Okay, wait. You know who I'm calling, right? But I'm going to warn you. I'm going to warn you. If he gets in and I ask him to explain this, we could be here hours. So make sure. Oh, never mind. We have another geek in the house. Just do the calculations. A bit represents two types of value. 8 bits. Just make 2 raised to 8. Oh, okay. So it's 256. I was going to call I was going to call Connie. I think that's the explanation, by the way. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say about the cones, okay? Until Connie gets here, if he can. So, if I ask you where you start seeing red, right? You'll probably say from here to here. My pulse. Okay, let's do it again and try to make it straighter. Okay, right? So this is the amount of red we see. And if I ask you how much blue you see, you probably say here. And if I ask you how much green, you'll probably say here, right? So you can see that we can see a lot more range of red that we can see blue or green, okay? You might see red up until here. Basically, because of the amount of cones in our heads, we see more red. Goethe didn't actually know this because there was no science to prove it. Now we know this, but what he noticed is that we perceive a lot more red in the world than blue. Okay, he noticed that, and you can read about it in the book Theory of Colors. Okay, so he noticed that we perceive more red. Okay, and also actually Mabdi is a lot stronger for you than for me. Like if I'm anywhere in the house, I can't even hear it. Okay, so the brain shifts white and the rest of the scene to the whitest white in the whatever you're looking at. And that's why when you are outside and you can see right outside, and then you go inside, and maybe inside we are in lockdown. We are in lockdown. Why do we need so many trains? Okay, I know you like, you know, the geeky things, but knowing why the number is 255 is really not going to help you correct colors. Like really. Really, just accept it. 255 is the most of the color you can have. Anyway, so the point is, when you're outside, okay, you get used to one white. The whitest white in the scene is probably going to be brighter than the white inside your house, even though your house is not dark. But when you go inside, you can't see for like maybe 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, right? 5 seconds, and then your eyes start seeing again, but it takes you a while to get used to the new light, okay? And that's because your brain takes the whitest white in the scene and change the rest of the scene to the whitest white. I'm gonna show you. Wait, I'm gonna show you. I know how. Wait, do I have it here? Strawberry. No. Okay. Do you know the strawberry illusion? Oh, I have it in Fruition. Yeah, I have it in Spanish. Okay, do you know this illusion? What did I open? Something else. Okay. Okay, so if you look at this image, you see the strawberries red. Well, not red, but you see them gray with a red tint, right? So if you sample this, there's no red in the image. If you sample the strawberries, there's no red in the image, okay? It's gray. But what your brain is doing, your brain is noticing the cyan in the light. So it's automatically correcting, okay, the reality, taking that cyan out. So you see the gray of the strawberries, you see them red. So we do that all the time. We pick up the white as white of a scene, and then we shift reality in order to make that white actually white when it's not. And that's why picking the numbers in Photoshop won't help you, because the only way to make those strawberries gray is to take away the cyan. If you take away the cyan in the image, then suddenly the strawberries are not red anymore. So the numbers won't help you at all, because if the client says the strawberries don't look red, don't look gray, and the strawberries were supposed to be desaturated, you are going to sample it and you're going to say, but they are desaturated. See look, they are saturation too. There's no saturation, and the client is not going to care, because the client is seeing the strawberries red, and he's right. And he's seeing the strawberries red because the cyan is shifting the rest of the image into red. Oh, there is Connie. Easy. White. Actually, I need to do it with a curve. There. If you put the opposite in the light, you will see the strawberries green. So the point is, because we perceive more red in the world, we are constantly shifting reality towards the opposite color of red, which is cyan. Okay? This is how we normally see reality. We normally perceive more red, so we constantly shift reality towards cyan. And that's why we need to use the RYB, okay, wheel to create harmonies in order for our brains to actually perceive RGB. Does it make sense now? Is everyone really bored? I can correct all the things and go back to retouching. But it's always the same, by the way. It's always about understanding what you have and knowing what you need. For example, in this case, the hands are lighter and the lights are more cyany than the rest of the skin, and the shadows are more pink. See? So again, I could show you this like this, so you can see exactly where the pink is and how the lights are a bit more blue cyany. David, actually you can see the video later. Remember, there is a lag between the video and the chat, so I read you after the fact. Okay, so now that I know this, I can put the red up so I can correct only the red in the hand. And use this as a mask for fixing the pink. So again, a bit more blue, especially on the shadows, and probably desaturate a bit. And now I hide this. Oh, now I hide this and paint only where I need it. Yeah, still too saturated. Again, I'm using curves, but curves is not the only option. There. And I need the opposite adjustment for the highlight. Actually, wait, there's a bit here. It's a bit of red there. Now I need the opposite adjustment to, actually I can make the whole hand darker and a bit less cyan on the highlights, like this. And now I can hide this and paint only the hands. Too much. I don't want the hands to be the exact same shade as the face because the hands are closer to the light, so I need the hands to be a bit lighter. But people, really, if you understand that you're only working with 3 colors, everything is a lot simpler, because then you don't depend on any tutorial telling you how to fix red and pink and purple and green, because if you know how to do it, then it doesn't matter where you start or what adjustment you use. You can do whatever you want. Hue. Sure. Actually, that one is easier with hue. Wait. There. The pink. Just go to red and take it out of the orange and shift it. And that's it. And then for the more general adjustment, you might want to like probably pull it down and pull the saturation up, because when you pull down the lightness, saturation goes away. And now I need it to be warmer, so I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it towards the pink. Okay, there, and now I'm gonna hide it, and I'm gonna paint only in the lights. It's a bit too blue still. But if I go there, it's gonna be green. Yeah, so now I need it to be a bit warmer. Everything, and a bit darker. Then it's not gonna be as good as curves, because controlling luminosity with this, with hue, is a lot harder. Okay, even ask the question that I hate, right? Ivan asked the question that I hate. So I want you, okay, to think with me. So we need, sorry, Ivan, really dark skin, okay? We want really dark skin. So we are going to have to darken the skin, right? But when we darken the skin, okay, we get the shadows, you know, go really dark. So let's exclude. Oh, I have it. I have the shadows here. I'm gonna make the shadows smaller. You know, you can make the shadow smaller by, you select the light, command click on the light. Oh, and you save it. So you have the light, and then you invert this, so you have the shadow. And then command click to select, command alt shift click to make the selection smaller towards the shadows. See? We can see this. The more you do it, the more it's going to select only the shadows. And now I can use this to take it away from my adjustment. There. So now I'm darkening everything except the shadows, so I don't lose the shadows. Now, when you darken skin this much, you get more saturation. So you will probably want to desaturate this a bit, and then you hide it and you paint. Oh, sorry, there. Actually, that's too desaturated. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, my keyboard doesn't work. So I don't know how dark you want her. I mean, I made her pretty much black. So this is becoming socially insensitive right now. Yeah, I just did a blackface. I'm really sorry, everyone. Like everyone in the world. That was really not my intention. But he asked to make like skin really dark. So maybe let's tone it down a bit. Yeah, I really didn't want to make. So let's say you want her to be tanned instead of instead of black. Okay, there we go. But would you quickly share what device app you use to cut? Oh yes, X-Rite. X-Rite is the best. Even though, sorry, my monitor actually came with a calibrator of its own. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, X-Rite has something to do with the calibrators of NEC. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to explain the exercise one more time, and then I'm going to have to leave you because it's already 6 again and I need to go cook. So this exercise is the one that is going to help you understand adjustments and not get married to any of them, okay? So you are definitely not allowed to use blending modes or blend if. I forgot that. Blending modes or blend if. Why? Are not good? Are blend modes not good? Yes, they are. They sure are. But the point of this exercise is that you learn to control the adjustments without this, okay? So you are not allowed to use blend if or blending modes, and you need to turn each square, white, gray, and black, into all of these colors. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Lolo, la clase, pa. Sorry, he had a class and he forgot. So I'm gonna do a color that is not here, okay? So you tell me where do I start and which color you want, and I'm gonna give you the link to the file. Practice color. Oh, I forgot to erase the channel. Wait, let me do it now. File save, and I'm going to replace the file here because it's very small and takes no time at all. So which color do you want, and which adjustment should I use? Purple, okay. Black from white, sure. You can do black from white. That one is easy. Look. Actually, you can do it with colors as well. Okay, so let's do purple magenta with curves. Starting from white, gray, or black? P. Joans. Starting from what color? So starting from white, purple, magenta. Okay, cool. So I need less green. How dark? How saturated? Darker or darker and less saturated? Like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm lost now. I don't know what you're asking. I like that purple magenta, very desaturated. pastel pink starting from black. That one is easy. Maybe add a little purple so it's a more bubblegum pink. There we go. Yes, the black and white point of the colors can change the saturation. Remember that you're always working with 3 colors over black. Oh, I forgot about this. You want this? You want this file? So remember that you are always working with these 3 colors, right? If you want white, you want 100%. But if I put all of them in less percent, I get gray. So if I want a color like slightly saturated, then I can add a bit of that color, right? And maybe just put down like this, and then I get a really desaturated blue. See? Always. Silver is not a color, David. I think you should start learning the color wheel. But yes, you can have, if you start with skin. Oh, you want this, right? Yeah, channels and so. Oh wait, let me put this in 100%. There, and let me see what else you don't need. Oh yeah, I forgot about like automatic adjustments. That's another eye help. Where is it? The curve. Yeah, that's not helping. Okay, so actually I'm gonna leave the eye help. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna erase all of this. You don't need subtractive. Color curves. Okay, tint. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so this. Let's say the image has a tint. Okay? Like a color cast. So how do we correct this color cast automatically? We need to sample the white point and the black point. But not every time we have a card, like a gray card. So, oh wait, and before I do this, wait, so we need posterize, no, threshold, there we go, threshold. Why? Because threshold is going to help us see the darkest point, see, the blacks in the nose. Okay, so in the curve I can go here and sample this, actually sample this, right? And then if I do it to the other side, the threshold is going to help us see the whitest point. We usually use the eye, but if we use threshold, we realize that the whitest point is actually in the nail. So we can use the nail to sample the white point. And that's how you do in an automatic like corrective curve for a tint, when you have an image with a tint. It's not perfect because we don't have the gray point, but there's no gray point, you know, in an image. So sadly, unless you have a gray card, you can't do that one. Gold from gray. You can't get gold from gray, Lydia, because gold has a gradient. You need a gradient to form gold. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to upload it both. You got the link for the practice color, right? And now I'm going to give you the link for the color. What's the name of the file? I know, channels and curves. Channels. Okay, so did you have fun? Did you enjoy today? Streaming? You can't see me again, right? Oh my god, we're so far from the lag is so huge. Okay, wait, let me turn on the light. What's the best way to make output? Actually, that's a thing you can Google, Genia, but sRGB embedding the profile. You know, Caro, once someone told me something that sounded like an insult and a praise. I took it as a praise because I have a huge ego. But someone told me once, you're actually a lot smarter than you look. And I took it as a compliment because if you look dumb, then it means you're pretty, right? So I think that was the best backhand compliment that someone gave me. You are a lot smarter than you look. Actually, nothing special today. I'm going to make hamburgers with sweet potatoes in the oven. Where is good to start understanding color theory? Well, read everything you can from the start, from Newton to to Goethe and Paul and what was the other one? Young. Yeah, Young is the one with the flashlights. Yeah, sure. I will share both links again now. Flashlights, yeah. He put flashlights, color flashlights against a black wall to show that if you mix the three colors, you get white. Also, the first person to start seeing color in 3D, basically, Oswald instead of Goethe. Newton and Goethe saw color basically like if it's all the same, and then Oswald started seeing color as a 3D thing, you know, with luminosity included. Channel masks, sure. I mean, it's really basic, but yeah, sure, I could do beginners Monday. Maybe next Monday I'm gonna do. Oh, I have great news! I forgot to tell you. So I've convinced Victoria Will to do a stream together. Well, I didn't really convince her. I asked her, and she said yes. So we're gonna have her soon with us. So this is one file. And sure, I'm the best at explaining color, by the way. I make it really, really easy because I always say that I read a lot, right? I read a lot. But I'm not that smart, so I need to dumb down the content for myself, and then I can spit it out. But it's already chewed, you know. That's why I think I'm good at teaching things. Okay, so there's the 2 links, and you can practice. By the way, you can show it to me. I don't think it's necessary because you can actually see if you did it right. You know, that's the good thing about the exercise. You don't need me to do it. So any final, oh, by the way, wait, I don't want to leave without doing this. So wait, silver, golden from, where is it? Gold from gray, there we go. There is no way to make gold from gray. You need to do something like this, right? But you need this. Oh, there you go. You're gonna need the contrast, otherwise it's not. There you have gold. Ta-da! Could be more saturated though. Here's the color. So look at how pretty that gold is. Okay, people, thank you for watching as always, and nothing. Honestly, you're making my Mondays and Fridays a lot more enjoyable because basically this is all the socialization that I have. Besides Fortnite, of course. So it's nice to read you. It's good that you you get on it and you chat with me and you ask me questions. So if you have any ideas, to future streamings, just let me know, and feel free, to message me and tag me so more people can see the streams.